Here we are, part number 8. I feel like I'm not overdoing it, am I? I feel like I should change outfits or something in between videos, but I'm just kind of like, while it's free flowing, I'm just getting all this down. So I'm basically recording, uploading, recording, uploading. Again, I said from the start, all my stuff's raw, unscripted. This is just me talking. Some say I have a natural ability to just talk. Maybe that's how I've got so far in my career, because I do have this ability to talk. I was actually recommended to do this YouTube channel from some of the followers that I have on Reddit, because I was just doing pretty much the same kind of content, but just sort of random sort of stuff. But yeah, somebody said, wow, you should really have a channel. So I suppose that's why I'm here. One of the reasons anyway. So what were we talking about? We were still talking about the effects of hormones, right? So I think we've covered off all the physical stuff. We covered off some physical / mental stuff in the last one. So I suppose it's overall headspace and well-being and the way that I think I approach things a bit differently now. As a parent, I think I'm far more involved in what my kids are doing. I feel as though I'm a lot more present now. Sorry, that's my squeaky shoe. I feel I'm a lot more present now and in the moment with my children and especially my wife. Because I'm not in that depressed state and withdrawn and just sitting by myself somewhere drinking until I pass out, I feel a lot better and a lot more in control. An analogy that I used when I first started hormones, and this was something that I experienced in the first day, right? It was this internal noise in my head. Some people call it a fog, some people call it a noise or a feeling. So the analogy I used and how I connected to this was, and I may have stolen this from someone, if that was you, I apologise, but it just really resonated with me, so I hope it wasn't copyrighted. It was like in the back of my mind, pre-HRT, there was this huge, big industrial fan. Just picture you're in a workshop and there's this huge fan up in the corner and it's just running 24/7 and the blades are meters long, right? It's in a big steel cage and it's just this hums that's just going the whole time, right? Day and night. That's what it felt like in my mind. I felt like there was this noise, this constant noise in my head, and it just took up so much of my headspace and I couldn't concentrate on tasks, for work, for whatever. So to numb that, what did I do? Hit the drinks. So then I start HRT, and I swear to God, it was like somebody just walked up and just turned that fan off. Then all of a sudden, my mind, I just went like, hang on, it's gone. That noise is gone. That annoying, aggravating sound that I could never switch off just went away. And so then what I realised was that I had all this capacity then to think and to look around me and actually feel things a bit differently, which is really bizarre. So I know a lot of people who transition say that early on, very early on, that's one of the first mental changes that you experience. And it's quite good because it's really important, because at that part of the journey, you really need to have as much mental capacity as you can to start to deal with what else is coming your way. So it's actually a really beneficial thing to realise. I hope for you, if you're struggling, if you're pre-HRT and you're struggling thinking, yeah, that sounds like me, or it's a feeling that I have, or it's a distraction that's there, it's something that I can't see through that fog. I just need those clouds to part and the sun to rise and for everything to feel like it used to, like back when you were a kid and you didn't have all the pressures and all the things of life, and then drizzle on top a whole bunch of dysphoria around your gender identity. So yeah, that was something that really happened to me as well. And I think what has continued to change for me in respect to how I feel different mentally. I think you become aligned with yourself, that your mind and your body, when you start to feel and experience the physical changes, for me, again, my experience, is that I just feel aligned. I feel as though that I'm now in the body I should be in, or I should have been in all this time. And to be quite honest with you, and I'm not trying to be, rude or anything here, but my breast development has really helped me with my mental acceptance of who I am as a woman, and to be in public spaces as a woman. So I was always super worried about what people were thinking of me, and that was through my therapy sessions as well, something that we worked on quite a bit, because no matter how many times my therapist would say to me, I see you only as a woman, to me you look like a woman, so what's your problem? What is it that's holding you back? Everybody you know knows who you are. So is it fear of being seen in public as a woman? No, because everyone I know knows me, and over the journey they're getting to see me like this as well. Some more than others. It's just the nature of how we move in our social circles. So some people haven't seen me since I transitioned, and when I send them a photo, they're like, "Is that really you?" So that's kind of affirming as well, actually, to get those kind of reactions from people that shocked. Oh my God, like, you look so different, you look so good, but here's this thing, right? So no matter how many times I experienced that, no matter how many times I had people sincerely say to me, you look so good and you should be so proud of yourself, and etc., my brain just wouldn't accept that. My brain would just sabotage me and say, no, they're just telling you what you want to hear. They're just catering to your ego. They're just making you feel good. They just want you to feel comfortable. But no, they were genuine, sincere comments. Sure, they were encouraging and they were trying to support me, and their intent was always good. They were never trying to trick me, but that's just what my brain was saying. So how I feel mentally now is that sense of alignment, where my brain has actually said, maybe they're right. Maybe I should just accept that that's where I am. And it was a process a few days ago where somebody had said to me, you need to really go back and reflect on where you've come from to where you are, rather than thinking about the journey ahead and how far you've got to go. Just take stock of where you've come from and where you are right now. And it was that little process that I actually stopped and went, actually, yeah, I am pretty happy with where I am. I mentioned a few times now that I am completely 100% full-time living as my female self. So I'm out in public every day looking like this. There's still challenges, and it's not easy. It's still a challenge for me, and I still get a bit anxious, and depending on where I'm going and what I'm going to wear, like if it's to the beach, I've got my updated beach wear, but I mentioned this is not my hair, what is mine, but unfortunately it's not attached to my head physically. But then so I have to take my hair off, and then I have to try and style my hair in some kind of a way that I still look feminine. Hair's a big part. So back to the feelings. So I'm far more compassionate, I think, to other people's causes, and I am more considerate of others' needs rather than my own. I mean, I've always been a people pleaser, and I think part of my situation, and you may resonate with this, is that when you're in denial and you really don't like yourself that much, you're always trying to get positive feedback from others, some gratification from others, so you're always trying to please. And I always put myself out there for others. I'd always put them before me. And I always consider myself quite a selfless person, that I was always quite giving and generous, and I was, and I still am. But I think another realisation along this journey has been that I had to stop and focus on me for a bit. Had to give some of that love to me. It's quite easy to stand here and give others advice, but then when you have to take your own advice, we all know that's always a bit more difficult, right? So another really important part of the journey is that whole acceptance, but self-love. Once you actually start to love yourself, and I know that might sound funny, but it's the old saying, you got to love yourself before you can love others. And yeah, sure, I was, before transition, loving people in my life, but I wasn't giving them 100% of me. So I couldn't have possibly given them 100% of my love. So now, as I'm mid-post, whatever part of the transition I am, let's just say there was pre and post, so I'm post. So now I feel that I can give people all the love that I have and all of me. Big part of what's happening with my wife and I is that I think I'm giving her more of what she had before. I was giving her a lot and that was enough, but now there's more. I feel like we're falling in love all over again, but as the real me now. It's like I gave her maybe, I don't want to put a percentage on it, but a part of me, and I was always holding back that other part because I hadn't accepted it either. Sorry that the light keeps changing in here. The sun's doing all sorts of weird things as it sets in the afternoon. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing that our relationship is changing, and I'm feeling different emotions. I'm feeling differently about it, and that whole piece of what I just said about falling in love all over again, it's a whole new wonderful experience, and there's these different emotions and different feelings that I suppose that I've been given free rein to just be me, to be the person that I am, where in the past I didn't want to be considered as girly, or I know that's stereotypical and it's not right, but I had this masculine persona that I was playing the role of, that if I ever showed a feminine side or a softer side, which women traditionally are, I didn't want to be called out as being a girl, even though that's exactly what I wanted to be. What a conundrum. So now it's like I've got a license to just be me. So if I want to say something's cute, or call someone sweetie, or put a love heart emoji on a text message, I can do that. I know they sound really silly, but they're little affirming things that make me feel feminine and make me feel like a woman. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but hey, once again, that's just me and that's my experience. So, alrighty, I think that was part number 8, were we? And we're at 12 and a half minutes again. So, geez, when will this stop? Please drop me some comments. I've just had a scan through and there's a couple of comments dropping in here and there, but lots of views, which is great. Things are picking up. My content's getting out there. It's only been one day, so I can't expect, 1 million views, but getting some subscribers as well. If that's you, thank you very much. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, mostly comment. I just really want some direction from you, some feedback. Am I just standing here blabbering on, making a total fool out of myself, or is this actual content worthwhile? Alrighty, well, thanks again for enduring another 13 minutes now. Talk soon, bye.